Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden. Crack pipe.
Hunter Biden.
Crack pipe.
Hunter Biden. Crack pipe.
Wow, okay. There's a little bit of a substantial, I don't even know what to call it. It's not an echo, but there's a substantial noise gate. That's the problem that I seem to have here, is a little bit of a substantial noise gate. Hey there, doing a little bit of a live stream here on a Friday, because why not? Why not do a live stream after, I forgot if I posted a video today. I think yesterday I might have posted a video that I had quite a bit of fun with, unboxing a little bit of a magic kit. And it seems like I keep getting molested by the YouTube train in terms of what it is that they're presenting, because I know many people that don't get notifications even after they've already explicitly asked for notifications on the YouTube side. They don't get notified of the videos. Videos aren't popping up on people's inboxes. It's quite a bit of a clusterfuck. My videos are getting targeted every day. Right now I seem to be looking at new emails saying that a new live stream was reported. I don't know if it's being reported by YouTube. I don't know if it's being reported by individuals, but it needs to stop. It needs to stop before I take my revenge. As a matter of fact, it makes me want to shoot up a school. You see that? A little bit of a zoom in. A little bit of a zoom in meme. I could do that now. I could do that now from the safety of my phone. Nope, it's just Piggy. Same thing. Damn, it's been a while since I've been here. Anything? What do you mean by anything? Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know if anything is... I mean, there's a lot. There's been a lot that's been going on, necessarily. I like that it says empty Mexican bin over here. If you notice that. A little bit of empty Mexican bin, because this is supposed to be DJT. So it's a little bit of a Republican meme there. I totally go out tonight and get heaps of vagina, but I stayed home just in case you streamed. I chose correctly. You chose correctly. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I just came from going somewhere. I didn't drink today a lot because yesterday I got a little bit inebriated, and I needed a day to recover. So today was my day to recover, and I've been fighting the inner demons in my body all day today. So this is the product of that. Some dude named Alan C. Okay. I feel sorry. I don't know why anybody would feel sorry. Eating dead animals is outdated as women or people of color not being able to vote. Okay. All right. Maybe nobody should have the right to vote. I'm starting to think that maybe we should actually live in some sort of communist socio-economic dystopia. I'm starting to think that might be the best thing, because people don't deserve the liberties that we give them. Let me give you an example. I don't know how many incidents I saw on the way here back home of people that have crashed their ambulances. You're wasting the cops' time. You're wasting the EMTs. You're wasting their time because you decided to drink a little bit too much, and you crashed into a Suburban. I don't know how many of those I saw on the way here, maybe 3 or 4. Why would you do that? Why would you do that willingly? But you're retarded. You're retarded and you're selfish. So I think you shouldn't be given the right to drive. I think if I was president, I'd definitely make that an actual law where you have to retake your driver's license test every 5 years. And when you're old, so when you're past 60, every 3 years. That's my, that would be the first thing that I would instill as the president of this country. I would definitely go for that one. Compassionate fascism is the only way forward. You might want to move to Seattle with that mentality, buddy. You might want to move to Seattle with that mentality, buddy. All right, friend. I actually wanted to record a little bit of a hot Instagram video, but I don't have blank cards. These are from a gaff pack, so I've been trying to record that, but I decided, you know what? I'd rather do a live stream than do a magic video for Instagram likes, just to try to raise my followers up on Instagram. What's the point of that? What's the point? I don't understand why. I have on a personal account, what I like is you have these females that have maybe 1,000 followers, and they have 2,000 people that they're following, and they start posting stuff as if they're influencers. So they start posting stuff as if their opinion matters, but really they're just a hole. They're just a collection of holes. But they think that their opinion matters because they have 1,000 followers, even though they're following 2,000 people. So they start posting stuff, you know, modeling type pictures outside of a Sephora, pretending like they're sponsored. That's my favorite little habit. It's like, hey guys, thank you, Cardamundi, for the deck. Thank you for reaching out and sending the cards. But you actually bought the deck. They never sent it to you because they wouldn't send it to you because why bother? It's that sort of thing. But with girls, vapid bitches, I think, is the right term. Just make a car that requires solving a calculus problem before it starts. No, that's not what you want. What you want is competent drivers, all right? That's all I want, people that are competent on the road. And the only way that we can ensure that is by having a mandatory test every 5 years. And above the age of 60, you have to have a mandatory test every 2 years. Not even 3 years, 2 years. Why? Because it would ensure that we wouldn't have as many fucking retards on the road. And you know what? If you can't drive, take the fucking bus. All right? Take the bus. Take an Uber. It's a lot better than having to deal with your fucking dumbass. Thoughts on Borat setting up? I like how you wrote Guyani. You wrote Guyan. Yeah, I can't even say that correctly. I haven't seen the movie. The Borat movie. I know that he had Borat, which is a tremendous movie. And then he had that Bruno movie, which I watched maybe 15 minutes. And that's probably one of the only movies that I've ever stopped actively watching just because of how bad it was after 20 minutes. It was not funny. Okay, Press Piggy. Who's your vice president? My vice president... Michelle Obama. My vice president would be Michelle Obama because I would like to pick somebody not based on their qualifications, but the color of their skin and their gender. I don't want to pick somebody based on their qualifications. I want to pick them based on how they look. So I'd pick Michelle Obama. I'd probably get a lot of votes with that one. Let's see. I'm absolutely obliterated on Cuban rum, so I'm going to bed. Have a great live stream. Cuban rum is great. Cuban rum is great. Depends on which one you had. I know a friend that would kill if you got the wrong one. I don't understand why. It's all the same shit. There's a whole beef between the rums in Cuba, although Cuban rum is the way to go, especially if you have it over a nice little bit of a Coke Z's, little bit of Coca-Cola, nice little bit of ice. You put a lemon on the bottom so it filters through. You got yourself a good drink there. I've been saying that for years. Your senses, sight, sounds diminish rapidly after 60. Exactly. So imagine you being in charge of a 2-ton vehicle on a street, a vehicle that could go hundreds of miles per hour. You're in charge of that. You're definitely going to change some lives. First person I should take away their license, my mother. My mother's she's not a bad driver, but she's a bad driver in the sense of she will cause you to die. So she's not going to get involved in a crash, but the fact that she's going maybe 20 miles per hour on the highway, people have to skirt around her. They get upset. They end up getting in crashes. Meanwhile, she's coasting down the road, baby. So people like that need to be taken out back. We need a cooling of the population. COVID failed us. We deserve COVID. We deserve COVID. I think that as a society, we've deserved all of COVID, especially looking at TikToks. I don't understand what is about the thing. TikTok and YouTube videos. If you look at basic bitch YouTubers, what you see are loud, abrasive. Look at Colin's Key. Same shit. Every video starts off with him screaming into the camera because he thinks that you have such little attention span that you're incapable of paying attention for more than 5 seconds at the beginning of the video. So they started off with a bunch of jump cuts and a bunch of flashy colors. They do the same thing on TikTok. So they start off with like these really loud, abrasive colors and, hey guys, honestly, you deserve to be taken out back. If I'm president, you wouldn't have a problem. You wouldn't have that as a problem because I would just Saddam Hussein these guys, take them out back, and make sure that they learn who's boss. That's Saddam Hussein was known for that back in the day. I like this, by the way. I like that I could do this. That I could do a little bit of a. But then I don't like that I have to transition back like this. It transitions back with that little bit of a stinger. So if I say something that's a little bit like man, you want some dick? It works. It works tremendously well. I'm quite satisfied with that. Let's see. Piggy's who I want to become? Maybe. That probably requires you to lose several inches, though, for sure. Hey, Piggy POTUS. Who would you put in Guantanamo? I put in Guantanamo all the people that think that they could drive cars while fucking being senile and unable to drive a vehicle. I'd put them in Guantanamo. Have them keep the my cousin's company. But yeah, kids get charged the big bucks. However, I'd like to see the statistics on elderly accidents. Unfortunately, the elderlies make the law, so that would never happen. Well, yeah, it's a nice combination, because there are some people that are young and full of cum and decide to drive as if they're maybe Paul Walker. But look at how Paul Walker ended up, huh? He ended up crushed in a Porsche. You never want to end up crushed in a Porsche. So good to go. Also, COVID barely started. Don't get ahead of yourself. Look at the Spanish flu wave. Started slow, then mutated around 2 or 3rd wave. I like 2 without the 2nd there. That was quite substantial. Yeah, it's a clusterfuck, man. It's a clusterfuck. My favorite thing was February. Looking back, when COVID was just a joke, because you had the Chinese government setting up tents, and then you had them rapidly making these hospitals, and you had media people asking them, "Hey man, what's going on in there?" And they're, "No, dude, nothing's going on. Everything's fine in here, guys. What are you, crazy?" Yeah, there were people leaking videos of people rapidly losing their entire shits collectively in the little bit of makeshift hospitals that they made, and they told no one. So that was a great little bit of a time in human history. So thank you, Chinese government, for covering that up. I summoned Daniel Cabrera 10 out of 10 beasts with a mana cost of 2 mountain mana. You definitely need a lot less to summon Daniel. Maybe a good bowl of macaroni and cheese is enough to summon Daniel. What are your thoughts on personal watermarks? What do you mean by watermarks? Like what you put on art to prevent people from stealing it? I think it's necessary to prevent people from stealing it. What happened to Brian Connor? Haven't seen him in a while. He's a moderator. He's a little bit of a mod. Brian. He shows up from time to time. Old people that don't understand the world/tech shouldn't be allowed to make the laws or drive. Yeah, it's my favorite part about the system that we have here, that essentially you are done being a Supreme Court judge the day you die, as opposed to retiring. Look at RGB. She had to croak. Okay, serious question. Who are you generally voting for president, or you keep that shit secret? I mean, I don't make it apparent. I'm not that person, all right? And I'm that type of person to name who it is that I'm going to vote for. But I mean, I think it's pretty obvious if you look at my channel who's getting my vote. Against my interests, mind you. I'm voting against my interests. But yeah, that's private, man. That's private, because that might turn people off. My grandmother told me, "Hey, dude, don't talk about religion and don't talk about politics. Those are the 2 things." So I don't talk about politics, okay? Because that is a very hot button issue to certain people. And I don't want to be poking buttons, all right? That's not my prerogative. My prerogative is not to poke buttons. Also, yeah, nobody should take my opinion as anything. That's one of the things that I hate whenever, an actor decides to state their political affiliation. It's like, you were bullied in high school and you went through acting school and theater classes because you were bullied, and we're supposed to take your opinion seriously? No, I'm not going to take your opinion seriously. Mark Ruffalo. Jesus Christ. But he will make the right vote. I will make the right vote, maybe. Yeah, I will definitely make the right vote. A little bit of a hint. My hat is over there. My I'm with her hat, or I believe that she will win hat, is in the other room. So unfortunately, I can't grab it now and show you exactly who I'm voting for. I still have my nasty woman shirt, because I'm still holding strong that Hillary's going to come back. I'm hoping that enough people write her in that she wins. That would be a great presidency, right? Hillary Clinton, don't you think? That would have been a fantastic candidate. Hillary, don't you think? Hillary would have been a fantastic candidate. Who said my name? Nobody said your name, Daniel. Nobody said your fucking name. God fucking damn it. I think there should be a lane with rubber walls on both sides dedicated to the elderly and the impaired. That's one of my favorite things, by the way, about when it comes to, especially, I have personal family members that talk about their grandfathers that still drive as if that's a good thing. They go, can you believe that he's 95 years old and he still drives? You should be charged with fucking manslaughter, because you're allowing your grandfather, grandmother to go on the street where they barely have no space essentially above the fucking wheel. I'm ranting now. I don't want to rant. Actors and athletes should keep that shit to themselves. I mean, you could share it, but it's just kind of shite that people take it seriously. Like, I don't like Mark Ruffalo. Really, I'm supposed to care about what Mark Ruffalo thinks. All right, good job on that one. The argument that Hillary Clinton would have been worse than Trump is getting older than Bernie Sanders. I'm surprised he's made it this long, honestly. I'm surprised he's made it this long. I mean, to be honest, not to talk about politics, but I think the best chance that the Democratic Party had is to have pushed Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders would have gotten the young vote, and he would have also gotten the other vote from people that, you know, he's associated. So he would have had a better chance than the candidate they chose now at toppling the Trump. So that's on them. Especially twice. They did that twice to that dude. That dude had a chance against Hillary, and they said, no, I'm going to have Debbie Schultz rig, essentially, the DNC and kick Bernie out. And then what happened? Then he endorsed her. Then Bernie endorsed Hillary. And that's when he became a complete and total bitch. So that was quite hysterical. And then it happened again with Biden. I imagine that he was probably going to be the better candidate. But then, unfortunately, they went with Biden because that favors the party better. It's kind of shit. They would have had a better chance, but now you're relegated to your choices. Hilda could make a comeback 2024. She's definitely going to be dead or some sort of hyperbolic state by 2024. So I don't think she's going to make it, but we'll see. I mean, Bernie's made it this long, so I've definitely been surprised. Bit off topic to politics, but what's your opinion on Roberto Giobbi's original double lift get ready, and why doesn't anybody teach it? Roberto Giobbi is a G, all right? He's literally a G because his last name starts with G. But what I love about it is that he, through his books, the ones that I've found, I had a limited time with them because they actually had them at the local magic store, and I would always peruse the local magic store and essentially read the book without paying for it because they were quite pricey. But they're fantastic. He's a fantastic teacher when it comes to even text, and he's definitely one that is, I think, a must for anybody trying to learn card magic seriously, especially through the Card College series. All of them are fantastic. Even the light series. The light series are phenomenal. So those are like self-working tricks, essentially, or tricks that require almost no effort. Tremendous. So he's definitely one of my favorites. I don't necessarily recall his double lift get ready. I don't remember that one. I have to look it up, but I'm sure it's phenomenal. Let's see. How do you approach a woman? Don't say back pocket, or do you wait for them to come down to your level? That's funny. That was a height joke. Because I'm short. Well, you know what they say? Before they go up, they have to go down. I want to find the nearest school and change some lives. Let's see. Mark Ruffalo has a virgin/beta rating of 1,000+. I agree. I remember seeing him for the first time on a Penn and Teller episode of Bullshit. They had a Bullshit episode talking about world peace. And Penn and Teller are very, I would say at least Penn, I'm not sure about Teller, but he's a very hardcore libertarian. And what I find funny is that, you know, they talk about world peace being essentially money, essentially being that each country doesn't blow each other up because they need each other to sustain their economies. So at the end of the episode, that's what they talk about world peace. And one of the people that they had a little bit of a line from is Mark Ruffalo. And then they ask him, Mark Ruffalo, what's peace to you? And he goes, peace to me is waking up on a Sunday and having my daughter jump in my bed along with my wife. That's world peace to me. Really fucking egotistical there, buddy. Really egotistical there. to think that world peace is you waking up in your bed with your fucking daughter jumping on your fucking shit. He's a bitch. Pinky count or bust for your doubles? I'm not a fan of the pinky count, I gotta say. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. I'm one of these assholes. You ready? Look at that. That's me. That's being a cunt right here. That's my double lift. Get ready. Fuck off, Xavier. All right, with your fucking perfect pinky pull down. So that's what I like. That and the dribble. I like the dribble double. They're both hardcore libertarian. I thought Penn was more libertarian than Teller. I mean, Teller really doesn't. I haven't heard a lot of him whenever he talks about his political stuff. But I know that just listening to the fucking podcast that Penn has, Penn Sunday School, he's hardcore. He also has a wonderful little bit of a YouTube show that I used to have on Revision Television called. What's it called? Fuck me. It's called Penn Point. It's called Penn Point. It's tremendous. I watch those from time to time. Oh, didn't Penn vote for Clinton over Johnson? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he voted for Clinton because he got fired by Donald Trump on The Apprentice. So, I mean, you get fired by You get fired by Donald Trump on The Apprentice. You're obviously going to hold disdain for the person who's running there. Fun fact, Tom Cruise is a magician and maybe a cult leader. No, he's part of a cult, but I don't think he's a cult leader. That's David Miscavige. Were you with your new side bitch today, Piggy? No, Daniel. I was not with my new side bitch. All right, and you're a terrible fucking detective. I thought Taylor was more of the librarian sort. That's funny. That's a funny meme. I like that. So it's in the bag with what's released about China and Biden. Do we have to live with the same president 4 more years? Depends. I think it depends, man. It's definitely going to be a little bit iffy. But I mean, ultimately, I told you, I think they had their best chance with Bernie, and I think they ruined that. They ruined that twice in a row. So now they have to reap what they sow. I'm saying they, obviously, collectively. I don't mean they as in the opposite of what I'm voting for. I just mean they as a collective. So don't think that I'm implying that I'm voting for Donald Trump. No, I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not saying that. That would be voting against my interests. And I don't do that. You got to check this out, by the way, Daniel. It's a little bit of a remote for your phone. It's not going to help us out on ham radio, but it's a little bit of a hot remote, and I could change all the settings on OBS if I'm connected to the same Wi-Fi. It's quite substantial. Let's see. In points, as Penn and Teller got fired on that Donald Trump reality show. Yeah, The Apprentice, which I just find quite funny because that show was tremendous. Let me tell you, that show was actually fucking tremendous. They had a bunch of different seasons, and it was always just the most absurd shit. I still remember he fired somebody because they said, it's not my forte. And he goes, it's not your forte? Well, you're fired. Like, wow, okay. So the guy breathes wrong, and you fire him. It was such a shit show. Let's see. Yo, Piggy, have you come to terms with your new sexuality realization after the IG live stream last week? What are you referring to? What do you mean by after the... Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah? Okay. Jesus, I fucking hate that. That's the other thing I would abolish. I would definitely abolish more than 5 fucking messages in a row. There's nothing that gets me more aggravated than hearing a message and then hearing another message and then hearing another message, which could be 1 fucking paragraph. So I'd put you in Guantanamo immediately. It's still happening, just because they know it annoys me. So let's see. This seems like a throwaway election. Maybe, could be. I mean, I think that they had a good chance and they kind of squandered it. Tulsi was their only chance. She's too young. I think Tulsi is too young by that standard. Mind you, you could say, oh, it's too young. Trump's not even a politician. But I think Tulsi is definitely not going to be... I think she doesn't have a lot of fans in the DNC. She doesn't have a lot of fans in the DNC, which is kind of unfortunate because she's a perfect woman. Tulsi Gabbard is the perfect woman. She has imperfections on her face that I would suck on. I would suck on them. She is a perfect woman. And the fact that they're not trusting her because, I don't know, she called out Hillary and she's called out other people within the same party. Apparently they don't like her, but what a fucking waste because she is, in fact, a perfect woman. But they wasted their shit. They wasted their shit. And now, again, you're relegating on Joseph Biden. How does it feel to have more subscribers than Nancy Pelosi? Is that true? Do I have more subscribers than Nancy Pelosi? That would actually make me feel very happy. I think a great deal of what makes a good president is who they're surrounded by. Give W Obama's cabinet, and I think he would have been a fine president. The fact that Biden will bring in JT, much of Obama's coterie is enough for to vote for him, aside from the fact that any sane person that votes for a houseplant over Trump. That's funny. Maybe I might be insane. Well, W, I don't know. Let me tell you, it's a conversation I was having with I think Gentleman Wake about W, that I think, all right, here's my little bit of a prediction. I think in 8 years' time, people are going to look back fondly on Donald Trump. In the same way that people are looking back fondly on a guy who got us into a multi-trillion-dollar fucking war with a country that didn't do anything. I think in a way that people are looking back fondly on W, I think it's going to be the same thing with Trump. And I think it's just going to be a cycle. That's the way we are. Unfortunately, we're fucking retards as humans. We repeat our history. So I think in the same way, even though there's so much disdain for him now, there's such aggression and there's so much vitriol, I think they're going to look back fondly on him in the same way that they look back at W, which, I mean, granted, W also made the same mistakes. W was universally an idiot. Everyone always made fun of him. They always made fun of what he said. And I think that they're going to look past the fact that, you know, he got us into war with Iraq and Afghanistan, fucking demolished, essentially, any sort of economic progress that we had. And I like W. Don't get me wrong. I like W. All right. I like W. But in the same way that we're looking fondly at him now, I think it's going to be the exact same thing. What just happened? Huh? What's it say? WebSocket disconnected. Okay, that's the phone. W was an idiot, no doubt, but he knew he was out of his depth and he trusted the wrong people. Had he had better people to trust, I think he'd be remembered differently. But he's being remembered very fondly. He's being remembered very fondly now, which I find astonishing. I find that astonishing because of he had the same vitriol in 2000 and fucking 2000 all the way up to, you know, he was out of office. He had the same vitriol and everybody hated him. They called him an idiot. They said, I can't believe that this guy got us into this fucking war. And it was the same shit. But now, you know, he hands some candies to Michelle Obama and he's a fucking hero, which I just find very interesting. I like W. I think he was a shit president, but I'm unconvinced he was a shit person. Just dumb. I'm telling you, I think 8 years from now, we're going to look back and historically, people are going to be like, you know, he wasn't that bad. So it's a cycle, man. It's a cycle. We're assuming that this is all new and this is all things that have never happened before, but we're just going through the same shit on repetition. And honestly, we don't have any control over anything. That's the fact of the matter. I still hear an echo. Turn up your mic. I hate that I have to fucking check. Just because, even though you're probably fucking trolling. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube here. Oh, I reconnected. That's good. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. See, here's the thing. I get ads now, which is quite tremendous. I'm very happy that I get these hot ads because usually I don't. Happy that I get these You're such a fuck. You are such a fuck. There's no fucking echo. God fucking damn it. W trusted his advisors. It was his advisors that were awful. Trump defers to his own judgment. I think history will not evaporate that distinction. We'll see. I mean, I'm just saying it because it's happened, I think, to every single president. Same thing with old W. Same thing with Clinton even. Clinton was also, I think socially he was liked, but as a president, I think that there was a lot of contention on him, and now we remember him very fondly, apart from what he fondled. Look at that, double entendre. But it's the same shit. I feel like it might happen, but only time will tell. So I'm just speculating. Obviously, I'm no one to, have any sort of political opinion, but I think it's going to be the same exact thing. You also doubled the subscribers of Shaun White. Wow. That's crazy. I can't believe I actually have more subscribers than fucking Nancy Pelosi. That's quite tremendous. What's your favorite card control? The Oops Control. Oops Control is probably one of my favorites. So is the Mahatma Shuffle. Mahatma Control is a great control. All you're doing is overhand shuffling the cards. It's super easy. It's one of my favorites. You also have... Okay, I already read that one. 2 out of 10 face with a 10 out of 10 badunkadunk. Says Satchel. I don't know who you're talking about. In that case, I assume you're talking about Michelle Obama. Well, we are looking at what's happening, so it looks like it's on fire. When we look back and look at the numbers, it will look a lot different. Clinton is a predator, spelled hysterically correctly. Turn your mic. I have a blown eardrum. Oh, so now it's too loud. Now it's too loud. Well, you got to pick one, Satchel. All right, and look, the gain's all the way down. So you're bullshitting me right now. I believe the contention with Clinton was due to Karl Rove entering the scene and stoking the religious base, which were enraged at Clinton's cheating. It's hard to argue his efficacy as president. What I love is that Family Guy bit when Karl Rove is trying to enter the church, and then he physically cannot enter the church because he's turning on fire. I think that was from what do you call this? Family Guy. That was definitely on Family Guy. I got a Viagra ad. That's good. I'm glad that they know their demographic. I know that at least YouTube knows their demographic when it comes to this channel, and they know that most people are going to be looking for dick pills. I don't like that it's not centered though. I think this is the best place. I need to put an X right here to make sure that I'm standing on the right spot. You know, I read I was looking through the Shazam podcast, right? And they have a new one, and it talks about this guy who doesn't like cookie cutter jokes. And don't get me wrong, I hate the jokes where you say, hey, hold out your hand, no, the clean one. That's a terrible joke, right? James Randi used that joke, funny enough, and now he's dead. But when it comes to like a joke like, hey, do me a favor, stand right here over the trap door, that's a funny fucking joke. So in the podcast, they were talking about the fucking not using those jokes and why those jokes are terrible. That's a funny fucking joke. If you tell somebody to come up and you say perfect right there in the trap door, okay? And you just stand there and then you look above their head and then you look back. That's funny. That's fucking funny. So somebody fucking put that, I think, in the one of the latest Shazam podcasts. I was listening to it after the Jabrizi one. I still haven't heard the last 10 minutes of the Jabrizi one just because I can't bring myself to listen to that amount of cringe. I'd rather get audited, all right? I'd rather actually get audited, which apparently I was this close from getting audited. Let's see, why are you wearing that necklace? I like it. Reminds me of Jabrizi's earrings. I've actually always had this necklace. I've had it since, well, that's not the case. I've had it since high school. So, I mean, probably more than, I don't want to say when I went to high school, but quite a long time. I've had it for quite a long time. You mean the joke you used in a Gentleman Wakes video? Unironically. All right, sorry, ironically. I used it ironically. So I used it in jest. But I'm saying in person, if you use that joke, you're a terrible person because it's a shitty bit. It still works. Lay people don't hear that, so they'll go, oh, haha, that's funny. But, I mean, whatever. The trapdoor one is phenomenal. A trapdoor joke is fucking great. Let's see. Adjust your focus. I think you have manual focus on a small objects is making your camera struggle. There's no autofocus on this, okay? So there's no struggling because this is a manual lens. You see this? Look at this. If I wanna turn the shutter, look at this. Look at that. You can't see me. The only way you could see me right now is if I had shinier teeth. That actually proves that I'm black right there. See, I could do that. There's an entirely manual lens, and I have this on the widest focus. So, look at that. There's no autofocus. Everything's in fucking focus. It's a 14 millimeter lens. Of course, everything's going to be in focus. So you know its meaning? What means it's the key to life. It's the key to life. It's an Ankh. It's an Egyptian symbol for eternal life. So, dude, Gentleman Awake is coming out with his second deck. Yeah, he texted me today and said, hey, man, you want to be on the live stream on the 30th? So on the 30th, I'm going to be there on his live stream with Pandrea. And he tells me, hey, man, I'll pick a slot for you. And I forgot that he's very professional. So I have a slot in his live stream. So I'm going to have a little bit of a hot slot. I'm going to have a little bit of a hot slot in his live stream where he's gonna release the Tempest deck. We'll see how that goes. I mean, if it's anything like his previous campaign, I'm sure he's going to make a killing. All right, Night Piggy, I'm out. Good to have you. Good to have you. It's been a while. It's been quite a bit of a while here. Let's see, counterpoint about the terrible joke. Have you taken into account that most people are dumb and tasteless? Yes. Well, I mean, the thing is that there's also other tacky jokes that I think magicians use, which are pretty fucking terrible. I'm trying to think of some now, but I think they're all... I just hate magicians. I just fucking hate magicians. But in terms of like, oh, step here in a trap hole, that's pretty funny. Show me your hand. No, the clean one. That's kind of dumb. That's kind of pushing it. But when you have... I'm trying to remember. There's one with sponge balls, and I'm trying to remember a fucking dumb joke that every magician makes with sponge balls. Is stupid. It's almost like it's like a nervous tick that every magician that uses sponge balls makes this joke. I just figured out what the fucking joke is. They're probably talking about how you purposely make the word empty Mexican bin look fuzzy on your video. Yeah. This is aesthetic right here. This is an aesthetic. So this is what we refer to in the vaporwave, retrowave movement as aesthetic. So it's that way on purpose, as is this camera. Even though this is 1080, technically 1080p right now. Look at how fucking... look at this. Look at that. What is that? Am I developing cirrhosis? I got nasty bags under my eyes. That's not hot. Clown nose? No, it's not the clown nose. Speaking of the second deck, won't you release yours? Well, I've already... Well, okay. See, it's... again, we're making traction, okay? I was going to bust it out if it was closer. But you could see it. You could see the deck in the 50K video. You could see it. If you pause on the deck that I throw on Daniel, you could pause and there's a frame where you see it perfectly, pretty much. That's the deck that I'm coming out with. 3 different colors. So, but it's just taken quite a bit of time. And he already made the joke. I hate it because Gentleman Wake messaged me a couple days ago as well. And he goes, hey, man, how come I've come up with 2 decks before you even released 1? Huh? Which I knew he was going to fucking make that. I knew he was going to say that like he's some sort of a father that I never had. More like a papi that I never had. Oh, let's see. For fuck's sake, I can't find an Ankh close enough. Well, I mean, this one is literally from Egypt. So this is actually literally from Egypt. I believe I got this from a... oh, my eye's fucking itchy. Maybe it's all the alcohol. It was from a bracelet in Egypt. And I took it off and I retroactively fit it on a little bit of a chain. And I've had this for maybe 15 years. 15 to 20 years. So quite a long time to have a necklace. I thought I've lost it several times, and I have gone back to establishments and looked with a flashlight underneath tables because I'm that psychotic about this particular necklace. Let's see. We don't summon the... I don't believe you summoned the second deck. I mean, it's over there in a box right there. It's in a box over there, but I have a light blocking it, so I really can't access that particular section right now. But you could see it, 50K video, as clear as day. That's the deck. We haven't changed the back whatsoever. The faces have changed tremendously. Hey, Piggy, how many decks have you burnt? A lot. I've burnt a lot of decks. Just as like jokes and shit. I mean, the thing is that I don't understand when people would see one of those videos where maybe I've burnt a deck or I ripped through a deck and they go, hey, you know, if they say, oh, an African could have eaten this deck, that's a funny joke. Like, that would be a hysterical joke. But it's usually, no, I could have used that deck. No, you couldn't have. No, you couldn't have. Because that involves me sending you a deck, probably paying $25 for shipping because it's definitely going to be overseas somewhere in a remote part of the fucking planet. And it's going to require a lot. All right? So I'm not going to send you that deck. I bought that deck. I can do whatever I want with it. If I want to use it and take each and every single card and stick it in my frenulum, I could do that because I purchased the deck or the deck was sent to me. So I don't understand that argument whenever I see that in the comments and they're like, I can't believe you ripped deck. I can't believe you ripped this deck. I could have eaten that deck. Piggy, you know what this needs? Some of that old school ear rape intro shit. Well, funny enough, all the intros that I use the Evangelion theme are getting completely copyright. So they're getting hit every single time. So I wake up to like 4 or 5 emails a day, essentially saying, dude, we caught you. We know what song this is. You try to fool us by putting reverb and having a little bit of a retro wave remix, but we got you, fam. So I'm getting copyright, not struck, but copyright claimed on all those videos. So it's quite a little bit of a fun endeavor every morning to go there and then to have to mute it. Let's see. What's this one? The reason the deck's taking so long is because you're paying your artist an exposure. Yeah. I love that meme, by the way, of the artist exposure thing. It's been a recent thing on Reddit that every time I see like one of these people ask for art, they're like, oh no, I have thousands of followers, I'll just give you a shout out. And that's the same as time, effort, and handiwork. Like this, the little the thing in the beginning, I paid for that, and it was a great job, and I was very happy with it. But I love that it's like, oh no, I'm gonna pay you in exposure. I've been offered many times like editing gigs for people, and they say, hey, you're gonna can you edit my thing? It's like, yeah, okay. What are you willing to pay? What's your price for me to edit your video? And they're like, oh, well, here's the thing. We're gonna put it on this network, and then I'm going to show it to a bunch of people, and then you're gonna get exposure. I'm like, okay, all right. This is a good conversation. But fuck off. Right here. I'm sure that blew up anybody that had headphones on. But yeah, kind of shite. Are you getting a new lens for that M50? I'm being a cheapo. Depot. So I'm happy with this 14 millimeter that I've had for maybe 4 years at this point, maybe 3 years. Sorry, I'm exaggerating. 2.5 years. 2.5 years. So I've had this lens for quite a bit of time. I'm happy with it. It does have its quirks, its drawbacks. It's not autofocus, but it's a fun one. If I do get one, it's gonna be a zoom. I don't know if they get the 18 to 35 Sigma or to get another lens, but I definitely want a zoom lens. But I'm being very cheap. I'm being extremely cheap on that. Ooh, these nuts. Let's see. Somebody needs to make Piggy an intro. I would do it, but it would be the kazoo remix. Those are fucking tremendous. I have a literally a playlist of kazoo remixes of songs. I haven't used them in videos yet. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm afraid of the fucking copyright strike. But that just kills me every time. The Lion King one wrecks my ass. The Celine Dion song ruins me every time I hear that. I haven't gotten claimed for the DVDs I've been playing, but I did for those stupid Instagram reviews because they use tracks on Instagram. They'll use copyright tracks on Instagram, and you get fucking hit because somebody decided to play, I don't know, Happy by Pharrell in the back of the fucking video. How much did you pay for your intro? No, it was a template. That I made myself. That was a little bit of a hot template. I remember making that on the way to Magi Fest in Ohio. So I wanted to distract myself by the fact that I was in a coffin in the sky. So I decided to edit that and make the nice little bit of an intro on the way to Ohio and distract myself. So don't pat me on the back, pat me on the wallet. I don't know if that's a line from a song, but that's pretty substantial. You're like me. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Right there. Said by the man, the myth, the legend. That's exactly it. Because this right here is not broke. Look at that. Look at this. Although the one thing I don't like about this lens is that the element is bulbous. So right now I'm touching the lens. I'm actually touching the lens. It's very bulbous. So you can't, like this is the lens cover for it. That's literally the lens cover for the actual camera itself. So it's quite substantial. I bought it from an African man in a gas station near my mom's house. That was kind of an interesting time in my life. Let's see. Excuse me, the fucking music on Instagram. Fucking axe my ear. Let's see. What's this one? I'm just going through these here. In addition to Patreon, you do some freelancing from time to time. But more often than not, it's I just do it passively. I mean, recently I tried to, I don't want to say what company, but I sent them a resume and said, hey, I'm interested in working for your company. Not out of, need for money, but out of boredom, essentially. Just because I want something else. The 16 is fire, and so is the 16 to 35. Yeah, those two. That's what I was thinking of. But the 16 is like 500, and then the 16 to 35 is like 600. So I'm not about to drop that for a lens. But yeah, so that was kind of an interesting interesting thing. Vegans are hot and sexy and have big cocks. I think you're saying that because you're a vegan. I can't be a vegan. Right now, I've been a vegan for about an hour. This means 47 minutes. I've been a little bit of a hot vegan, right? And I want to kill myself. I mean, I want to eat a slab of meat right now. And then as I'm eating the slab of meat, I want to tell the waiter who served me the slab of meat to tell me how they slaughtered the cow. And I'll get hard and eat it. If you ever move to KC, rest assured, there's a liquor store job awaiting you, 50% discount. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That 15%. We went to, funny enough, where I got that magic kit is a store called Five Below. It's like a I guess, better dollar store. And then Danny has a superpower. I don't know if he's going to show up here because I mentioned his fucking name. But Daniel has a superpower that he is the best saucer of black women, especially fat black women. If you're a fat black woman and you're working as an employee, you're going to get sauced by Daniel. And not only are you going to get sauced by Daniel, but you're probably going to get the same discount. You're going to give him the discount because he's so good at saucing. So he got a discount on what he bought at Five Below because he sauced up the rotund black woman working behind the counter. So at 40% discount, that's what reminded me. I don't know why I made a leap from what you said to what he did, but it's because I read 15%. By the 16, it's worth it. Yeah, but here's the thing. I want to zoom. I want a little bit of a zoom. So if I get the 16, there's a 14. So there's no reason to get a 16. So if anything, I'd get the 16 to 35. Do a little bit of a hot zoom in. But again, I'm being extraordinarily cheap. Everything is $5, even their Bluetooth shit. Yeah, I bought knockoff AirPods, and they're fucking tremendous. They're right there. They're literally tremendous. There's no difference to regular AirPods. The only difference, if there is one, as if you drop it, it's gone. If you drop it, it's broken. But the music is loud, it's clear, it's good, and it's $8 that I paid for essentially AirPod knockoffs. So Five Below is definitely the store, and I bought that magic kit in the last video from there for I think $5 too. So that was kind of an endeavor. It's a shame that there isn't one nearby, because if there was, I'd probably be there every day looking for props. But that store, I still don't understand how they operate and keep a profit. Let's see. What kind of sauce? Teriyaki, tomato, mayonnaise? What are you talking about, Tapig? What are you talking about? Yeah, it's crap, but get tons of cards there. The cards were like $1. The cards were like a little bit of a hot dollar, which is kind of interesting. But they were shit. I was looking for blank flashcards because I was looking at, I think, Mark Paul's Penguin Magic lecture. And he talks about using blank flashcards. And I wanted to find them, and I couldn't find it. I ended up using these blank game cards from eBay and Amazon that essentially people just make, they make their own board games with them. They have shit finish. You can't spread them, but they work really well as billets. So I ended up just getting those. I still haven't found blank fucking flashcards. I've checked like 5 stores. Let's see. What's this one? Jabrizi did it. Jabrizi does a lot of things. What did Jabrizi do? Apart from make himself a retard on a podcast that he should have completely decimated the person. I bought a magic set at Walk in BJ Warehouse around $20 in Chesapeake, Virginia. They're hard to find. I mean, especially modern magic stores like brick and mortar ones, they don't have them as much anymore. There's only one magic store here now, and the only reason they're still open is because it's a costume store essentially. But that store, it's like a historical landmark here. So they haven't taken it down yet, even though I'm sure they're probably paying peanuts of rent. They've been there since I think the 70s. It's called Casa de los Trucos. It's fucking terrible magic store, but they've been around forever. Dollar store blank flashcards. I mean, I've looked at Office Depot. I've looked at like all these stationery stores, Five Below. I can't find them, but I mean, these are better. On Amazon, you get a stack of 180 blank for $9, so it's not bad. Let's see. Have you scouted out any new Ultimate Battles of Virginity? Well, I mean, the next video that I'm planning if that's what you're talking about, is on this article that I read about the internet ruining magic on Salon Magazine. Salon Magazine, which is the same publication that had an article talking about the righteous pedophile. So that's the magazine, if you want to call it that, or the publication that is talking or made a post about the internet killing magic. The same one that was talking about how good a pedophile is for not actively fucking hot 5-year-olds that he says they're hot 5-year-olds. And the entire article is about him essentially making a sob story as to why we should feel bad for him because he's a pedo and he's not fucking 5-year-olds. That's the same company, right? So they made a little bit of a post talking about the internet killing magic and how it's taking away from the master apprentice thing. So the next video is going to be on that, which is going to be quite substantial, I guess. So I saw it on Facebook too. Somebody posted it on a fucking Facebook group and it just got me upset. Start one for the lens. No. I'll just save it up. I don't want to do that. I appreciate it, Satchel, but no. I'll just start saving it up. But I mean, I don't need to know. Like, I'm not in any hurry to get any more equipment. I'm happy with this. And again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm very satisfied with the way the image looks on this particular camera. Although I didn't change the settings, which I should have, because this right now is a neutral. It's a neutral, little bit of a color profile. Salon gave cutie movies 5 stars. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me see if I could find the article. Let me see if I could find the name of the article that I'm talking about here. See. Okay, let me check this out. So I have the article here. It's worst magic article. So the article, which is going to be the topic of my next video, is going to be, it's called The Internet Makes Magic Disappear. YouTube has killed the magician's art and threatened stores where tricks have been passed down for generations. Which is just an atrocious fucking article. Now, this goes all the way back to 2012, by the way. So this is not a new article by any means. So it's one from 2012, but it's the same issues that people have today. It's just, I guess, 8 years ago. So you have it with the glasses of time 8 years ago. But that's the name of the article. The other one was an article called Meet Pedophiles Who Mean Well. You see that? That's on fucking Salon. Meet pedophiles who mean well. The men behind virtuous pedophiles are attracted to children but devoted to denying their desires. Nick Devon is a happily married man in his mid-60s with 4 grown children. I have advanced degrees from prestigious universities, a very good job, a lot of friends, and I'm well respected in my community. In short, I have a very good life. But also, I'm a pedophile. But don't worry, because he's never acted on his desires. Thank you, Salon. That's great. I'm glad you guys are fucking posting that. Let's see here. How do you take care of your decks? I don't. Like this. I don't even keep it in a box. Right here. You see this? No box. Look at this one. No box. I mean, usually I guess... just fucking keep them in a cool place and they're not going to get fucked up. Here, the humidity's terrible. So you step outside for any amount of time and your hair frizzes up. Like your Debbie Wasserman Schultz. What's her name? Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I don't know if you're familiar with her. I think she's the head of DNC. Her hair is, it looks like ramen. But that's because she's trying to be black, even though she's a white woman. But that's the humidity we deal with here. So I guess the best thing to do, just keep them in a box in a cool place. If you're going to put them in your pocket, make sure that it's not being compressed. Make sure that you're not a sweaty individual, that your hyperhidrosis isn't seeping into the cards. But wash your hands, man. Wash your hands. That's the best advice I have for preserving your cards and making sure that you have longevity when it comes to your playing cards. Wash your hands, because your hands are transferring dirt and grime onto the cards themselves. So if you wash your hands, then you transmit less of your disgusting grime and grease to the cards, so they're gonna last longer. What if dick neck is Merlin from Ariel and Merlin. Food for thought. There's no way Dick Neck, the legendary Dick Neck from it's not called Adam and Eve. It's called Eve's Garden or Garden of Eden in Key West, Florida. There's no way that the legendary Dick Neck from Garden of Eden in Key West, Florida is either Ariel or Merlin of magic fame, I guess. I really haven't heard of them outside of that show they did here in the Colony Theater in Miami Beach. But I'm pretty sure they're fucking right now. If you zoomed out and zoomed in to them, they're probably having sexual relations. Do you know what ethnicity she identifies as? No? Let me look it up. Let me look up what she says she is. Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Let's see. She is easily a 5.2. She's a 5.2. What I love is that she got kicked out of the DNC for illegal activities, and then she was hired by a certain Clinton that ran against a certain Cheeto, if you want to call him that, 4 years ago. I don't personally think he looks like a Cheeto, but that's just me. I'm a little bit biased. Let's see. Aren't Petals trying to team up with LGBTQ plus? I think they're the plus. Satchel. Don't handle your deck after you've been punching your clown. That will help preserve your deck. That's true. You definitely don't want to, play the meat flute and then grab your deck, because that's going to transfer the dirty germs from your meat flute onto the cards themselves, and you don't want to do that. Check eBay, 200 piece blank playing cards, linen finish, blank index flash. Yeah, that's not bad. The ones that I see are from, I forgot what the name, I think it's Apostrophe is the name of the company. No, you're thinking of the Catholic Church. Petals are teaming up with the Catholic Church. It says JT Eberhardt. Well, I like not Eberhardt, Eberhard. Have you ever considered porno, JT? Because that last name is pretty substantial when it comes to porno. I can't believe I just realized now that essentially your last name is perpetually erect. So the what could be a translation is perpetually erect. So JT perpetually erect, essentially. So you're really missing out on that, man. You're really missing out on a good old porn career. Why is it when I buy a new deck of cards, when I open them, they fan well, and I play with them for 5 minutes, and they don't fan the same way they used to? Well, that's because you're dirty. That's because I wanted to zoom in on my face, but that's because you're dirty, and you're transferring all your muck to the cards. All that ball sweat, you're transferring it to the cards. So you want to make sure you wash your hands substantially. But that's a good thing. I find that when cards come out of the box, they're too buttery. They're too, I hate to use the word buttery, but they're too, they move too fluidly. So you want to put a little bit of that grime, a little bit of that nut sweat, so the cards are broken in, but not too much. You don't want to go too hard. But a little amount of grease is not bad. Little amount of grease is definitely not bad. Petals are the Catholic Church. Says Satchel. Little pigs try to further a stranger's porn career. So yeah, I'd have to move to the UK. So you'd be John Thomas, perpetual penis. That actually sounds like now like some sort of surgeon, right? You're a surgeon that specifies in growing dicks, like in making penises perpetually erect. I don't know why. That might be the worst tangent I've gone on in a while. What's this one? What's your go-to trick without cards? I have no idea. I mean, I've been learning, what's that, the raise bit? Sorry, the star sign stuff. I've been learning star sign stuff. But I haven't had the opportunity to show anybody non-card stuff in a while. It's been quite a long time since I've done anything without cards. So I can't answer that question. Jeff McBride uses fanning powder in the deck of cards. Funny enough that you mentioned Jeff McBride. I was reading a post, I think, on Reddit. And they were talking about your weirdest experience in a magic convention, and this guy says disconnected. Okay, that's the fucking WebSocket. That's tremendous. So they had the guy was talking about how he was scanning the floor of the convention, and then he makes eye contact with Jeff McBride, who's looking at him, because he realizes that the guy knows that he's Jeff McBride. So he goes, yeah. And the guy goes, okay, I don't give a shit. So I remember reading that and found it very fucking funny. The anagram stuff is hard to do without obvious. Yeah, but I think there's a key. I think there's a definite key to it. You don't want to make it seem like it's a rehearsed thing. You want to make it seem like you're getting the letters. So you're very specific when it comes to that particular part. So, so if you're a Leo, think of your thing. I'm getting an R. So you have to be really quick about it, as if you're getting the letters and not rehearsing letters that you already previously have. So I think the mistake with that stuff, including me, is that you go through it really slowly. So you go, there's an R. I see an A. I see an I. That's too slow. You got to go through it, I think, quickly, and you have to know what it is that you're saying. And also, you can't hesitate. You can't hesitate. You really have to learn it well. I have a mnemonic for it, I think. So R, I think twin gay fish, because I think R, the first anagram for a star sign. I think the first one is Pisces Gemini. So I think, yeah, twin gay fish. That's R. A, I forgot. I haven't fucking practiced it in a while, but I remember that one. So the mnemonic in my head was quite fucking atrocious, but it made sense. Fanning powder brings decks back to life. Soda is letting them sit in their box for a month. The box is a dehumidifier of sorts. When I was younger, I used to think that talcum powder was the same thing as fanny powder, so I ruined a couple decks. Yes, that makes me retarded, because I tried it on one deck, it didn't work. Then I tried it on subsequent other decks, and it still didn't work. So I go, I don't know what's the way. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why it's not making the cards fan. And I ruined many a deck of cards that way in my youth. Oh, let's see. You could do beer tricks at this point. Yeah, it's been quite a little bit of a trip here. I don't think it's ever been this long, but I mean, my hair's never been this long, even though my hairline is here. Look at that. I could fit a whole dick on my fucking forehead, essentially. So, I've never had hair to this length. Fish dicks. What did John Nicole say that you're laughing at him? I wash my hands, dude. That's quite substantial. Well, I think that's a stream. I think this is the hot little stream. I might do another one either tomorrow or Sunday. So keep on the lookout for that. I'm gonna have a little bit of a hot one. I like how the first thing I see on my phone is Debbie Wasserman Schultz. 5.2. She's a 5.2, and I think she's always been a 5.2. But apart from that, thank you guys for joining. I don't know when on Sunday, probably in the afternoon, maybe a little bit of a noon stream. I'll probably end up doing that noon my time, which is Eastern time in Pacific. Right now it's 12 where I am. So yeah, Sunday I'll see you around. Make sure to always realize that let me see. Let me try to think one up on the spot here. I don't want to be political, right? I don't want to be political. So don't be political. Don't be political. How can I end this? Let's see. Oh, investigate Hunter Biden. Investigate Hunter Biden. Investigate.